Good morning and welcome to the Camnet Breakfast Show today, Tuesday, 13th December 2022. It is a lovely Tuesday, even as we are in the month of December, concluding the year 2022. I hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday morning. To present today's breakfast show, I am your host, Zipporah Michela, joined by my co-host, my beautiful colleague and co-host, Miriam Kaemba. Good morning, Miriam.
Good morning, Zippo. I am glad. I'm glad you did the introduction very well because every time I try to introduce you on this show, I always emphasize on that point. I always make sure that I emphasize on that point. But anyway, like you said, it's a beautiful morning. It's a beautiful Tuesday, and we hope that we'll be able, to bring out nothing but the best and just, offer our viewers the best that we have this morning of some of the discussion that we have this morning and also some of the stories that made headlines yesterday. Yeah.
So at 7:30, we're going to open our phone lines where you, our viewers, can call in and just give your view on various trending issues in the country. Among the trending issues, we have the issue of the late Tutu Anguluve, the former Kawe Central lawmaker. Yesterday, we saw the Police Inspector General Lemi Kajoba saying that anybody circulating information saying that he was poisoned will actually be called for questioning to substantiate their claims. So at 7:30, when we open our phone lines, do call in and give us your view on that and many other trending issues. And at 8 hours, we're going to be joined by spokesperson of the Online Taxi Drivers Association of Zambia, Mr. Sibeso Mate, who's going to help us discuss on how best can we reduce road traffic accidents, RTAs, during the festive season, and especially how can we enhance security now that we have these online taxi apps. How best can we actually how best can we ensure security during this festive season? We've seen so many people that have been swindled, or in the name of apps, some people have been robbed and others. So how best can we actually ensure that security is enhanced? So that is at 8 hours. But just now, before we begin our day, as usual, let's have the morning boost to keep fit. I'm ready. Are you? Let's have the morning boost.
Ladies and gentlemen, again here with Cholwe, and we are gonna start with a stretch. Ten for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. The other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, so we're gonna start with squat jumps for a minute. To squat, so squatting, knees don't move to the front or butt. 1 minute of those, the modified version. If you can't jump, let's go. We're starting. Up, 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 just like the modified version. Up, up, advanced. Up, modified version, but out. You don't want to the front. Remember that. Up, 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 just like that. Up, up, advanced. You breathe. Good. You should feel the bend. It's a very good bend. The next one for 1 minute, we're just gonna kick to the front. You kick. We're going for 1 minute. Kick, kick. could go 10 seconds of this. All right. Thank you so much. To the next episode.
I hope you enjoyed that morning exercise. Myself and my colleagues were trying to do 1 or 2 things in the background just to ensure that we keep ourselves safe and intact and very energetic running for the day.
We really did enjoy the morning.
How is your thing going? You said you are going to start exercising every day in the morning. Did you do that?
I said beginning 2023. So 2023
But
resolution.
you need to start now. So that, you know, come 2023, it's already in the system. You don't have to say, postpone and say, okay, I'll do it the other month, I'll do it the other month.
I'll begin on 1st January to 31st December. We had someone giving a resolution for next year and the other. I've also made a resolution.
And it's on record. And it's on record. Then we come next year, I have it on record. But anyway, moving forward, let's just see what the doctors have for us this morning on those very, very important healthy tips.
Good morning, everyone. This is Dr. Mkandila talking to you. I'm here to present to you another interesting topic that we usually ignore, and that is oral ulcers or oral sores, or the sores that we find in the mouth. But previously on our topic, I explained to you and I emphasized on awareness of expectant mothers, when exactly are they supposed to see the dentist, and so on. As I emphasize that even pregnant women can also have access to oral hygiene, which is very important. So for today, I want to talk to you about oral ulcers or mouth sores, as literally that's what patients come and they'll tell you. Usually mouth sores or oral ulcers, they usually happen maybe due to some chemical substance that you've used. For example, if you've used maybe a strong mouthwash, you did not dilute it, usually that chemical can really burn your soft mucosa. They can create some small sores in your mouth. Sometimes it can be due to some irritation, like for example, if you are from eating something, it can be fish, bone or anything, you accidentally bite on it, you can have a sore or an ulcer kind of like. You only get worried if you find that the ulcer that you have in your mouth has taken more than 2 to 3 months and up. It has not healed. Then you get really worried. Because normally if you have a sore in the mouth or you have an ulcer in the mouth, within just weeks, 1 week, 2 weeks, it's supposed to disappear actually. So what normally causes that is some chemicals we are using. For example, like I've mentioned, some strong chemicals like some mouthwash, without you diluting it, it will definitely burn your soft tissues there. And for example, when we bite yourself, there are some other people, they bite themselves. You are seated, you're just biting. But you find that you are creating sores inside your mouth or in your soft mucosa there, you're creating sores. So what we normally tell patients is that when we have such cases, we will definitely treat it for you, but meaning that those other small habits which one's not supposed to do, supposed to come to an end, like you're supposed to stop. Like for example, when you are just biting, sometimes you sit and you start biting. Those are some of the things that need to be controlled. But you find that some other ulcers, they can stay for a very long time in the mouth. If it stays for more than months, you need to get worried. You need to seek help out there. It means that it's no longer going to be a sore, it's turning into something bigger. It can turn into a bigger disease. I know with you, people out there, they still have phobia that I'll go to the dentist, but I'm scared. Or in rural communities, you hear people say, no, I was thrown something, that's why I have this. But us who believe in science, we believe these things are caused by certain object or certain substance or certain chemicals that we took, or accidentally when you're eating, you bite on yourself, you end up having a sore. So how do you treat it? We normally emphasize to our patient that you can use a mouth, if you want, you can use your mouthwash, but you need to reduce that concentration level, meaning that you need to dilute it in a glass of water, because some mouthwash has got a very strong concentration of alcohol in it. So you need to dilute it in water, and then you can rinse it in your mouth. We do also give out prescription of some treatment like some Quadragel. Those are just topical cream that you can apply, and they're friendly in the mouth. They'll not cause any harm. They're actually very friendly. They've got a flavorable taste. It will not bring any harm. Apart from that, if we notice that that ulcer has become more, it's no longer small or anything, we can prescribe some antibiotics. But normally we emphasize to our patient that there are certain things you can avoid to have those ulcers. Usually, if you avoid these things that I've mentioned, if you're using your mouthwash, dilute it. If you are eating or you like biting yourself when you're seated, you're doing nothing, you need to stop those things, because if you do not stop, you'll be making the ulcer or the sore in the mouth to get worse. So in short, what I want to say is that whatever we do in our own time or our oral hygiene, it's important to remember these little things. I know we usually forget, but it's usually important that one remember that if I've got an ulcer, let me go and reach out for help. Let me visit a clinic. I'll be told what to do. Let us not self-medicate, because we find people medicating themselves. They use different kind of chemicals. Others use even soda. Others use even acid from the battery. There are so many chemicals our communities out there or the population out there are using, which is wrong for your gums or for your teeth. You find someone has got ulcers, but they use soda to apply. Nothing happened. Others, they use even Colgate paste, they apply. But instead of the healing process to taking place, nothing is happening. You find that the ulcer is increasing and increasing in size. So I'll emphasize that patients get to be aware of all these things. Let them visit any nearest clinic. Let them be given a proper advice on how to take care of their wound. If you've got sores in the mouth, visit any nearest clinic. You'll be given the correct treatment on how to treat that sore in the mouth. As I conclude, I'll emphasize that everybody out there should know when exactly to visit a dentist, when exactly to treat their teeth, and please, I'm emphasizing that people should not be doing self-treatment. That's why we are here to help you. We don't want people to do self-treatment of using things like batteries, soda, using charcoal. There are so many chemicals people are using out there for self-treatment of teeth. But I'm here to emphasize that we can always change. We can always visit our facilities, and the correct treatment will be given to you. Correct method of your health hygiene will be given unto you. As I conclude, I would say that we can all take care of our sores. If you do not have mouthwash, you can use warm salty water. It actually helps as well. You can just rinse 2-3 times. Within a week or so, your sore will finish. But if your sore takes long, it means it's something else. It's no longer just any ulcer. It can be a serious disease you're having. I will leave a word of encouragement that as we are celebrating our Oral Health Day, I encourage everyone, whether young, adult, elderly, to visit any nearest facility and get the correct treatment.
So that was the health corner where we were learning about oral sores, because I'm sure many of you out there experience different types of sores, but what is the best treatment for each type of sore? We've heard of all of these home remedies, but are each of them best? So I think we have to know which kind of sore that we have. Is it a mouth ulcer? Is it a sore caused by a headache? And all those other things. So the doctor there was just highlighting on the type of oral sores.
Exactly. Anyway, right about now, we go direct into our money market. And just a reminder to our viewers that the money market, just like the Healthy Corner, is up for sponsorship. Do come on board and just ensure that you get visibility of your product. So we have the Great British Pound. They are buying at 21 kwacha 18 ngwe and selling at 21 kwacha 16 ngwe. We have the United States dollar. They are buying at 17 kwacha 24 ngwe and selling at 17 kwacha 58 ngwe. We have the euro. They are buying at 18 kwacha 22 ngwe and selling at 18 kwacha 58 ngwe. And then we have the South African rand buying at 99 ngwe and selling at 1 kwacha. Mainly our interest is on the United States dollar. 1 United States dollar, they are buying at 17 kwacha 58 ngwe. Already going into 18 kwacha.
Like we saw yesterday.
Yeah.
So hopefully, we just hope that you know, the prices of commodities do not change.
But you know, one thing I do think coming next week, 2 weeks from now, the dollar, the $1 will be trading in 18 kwacha. That's my thinking anyway.
The economists,
that is my thinking.
Can predict the trend.
Yeah. Just looking at the way it's trending right now, that's my thinking. But anyway, we don't want to see that.
On the past, like based on the past, you know, trends,
yeah.
Maybe, yeah, but we hope it won't reach there. We just hope it reduce, you know, come 2022.
Yeah, but just like I said yesterday, Zippo, that our main concern is that we don't want to see the price of commodities going up. Already we are having challenges with our economy. You know, things are hard. People are complaining every single day, and then you have, you know, little goods like mini meal, what, which are very important in our daily lives, you know. Prices keep on increasing, this will greatly affect us. And if we see the dollar now trading at 18 kwacha, let's say next month, we are likely to see an increase in the price of mini meal and other commodities as well. And this will be a very, very, you know, great impact. We saw that the New Dawn government, when they came into power, they promised that they're going to, you know, do these wonders and what. But anyway, we're giving them time. Like they said, give us time. 1 year, 1 year plus is just not enough for us to wait. But
the end of their mandate.
Exactly. And you know, these are small things that we want to see a difference in every day when it comes, like, in terms of the price of commodities and all those other stuff. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Just now move on to zooming yesterday's stories. So yesterday, Miriam, we had some interesting stories in the news. Among them, one from the Human Rights Commission and the other one, Miriam, from Kanyama. That story which we have been following religiously. We've been following it, you know, from the very inception. So that man who has been housebound for 13 years. It was actually discharged from Chainama Hills Hospital.
Interesting. That's a very successful story. And he has been registered on the social cash transfer program. So beginning this month, at the month end, he will receive social cash transfer as a person with a disability. Interesting, interesting. Very quite interesting. Anyway, let's get direct into playing that story. We'll continue with our discussion when we come back.
Okay. Visibly alive, well, and taking a stroll on his family premises, this is 35-year-old Nawani Siwoto, a man of Kanyama compound in Lusaka, who for the past 13 years has been confined to his bed due to a mental illness. Camnet News recently came on board and connected the family to the Zambia Agency for Persons with Disabilities, ZAPID, which falls under the Ministry of Community Development and Social Services, who issued him a disability card and helped him get admitted to Chainama Hills Hospital on 14th November 2022. Among other things, the disability card exempted him from paying at the hospital and qualifies him for registration under social cash transfer for persons with disabilities. Barely a month after he was admitted, Nawani Siwoto has been discharged and given medication now that he has significantly improved. His mother, Namangolwa Siwoto, now highlights the improvement, which she says includes initiating small conversation.
Pamela nabwera abantu kunitenga kunipereka kuchainama anaenda kuyesayesa kuja matokota pamela sana ali kukamba masiku anu akamba ulo chakuja sana kuti amabwera kukamba so niyamika kuli mulungu chunga sinali kuziva kuti azakamba chifuka nali anangala ndawo itali osakamba so niyamika kuli vantu amene vanabwera kunitandizira pa ntchito amene vaseveza iyi kampani ni yabwino iwona vantu vovutika patine so nayamikira maningi.
She adds that he has successfully been registered under social cash transfer for persons with disabilities and will receive his pay beginning December 2022.
Kulingana na kakadi kacha maitizawo na mene bazati foresera kulingana na kakadi kacha kai bachirema bonse mama ngana tu makadi tucha ndrama amene amafora ni inangu silingana ya wachembe mamene balina abana kuti basunga chabe mu nyumba ine bakanisa kile nzabura kubauza mozi mamene napita kuti bapeze ko tandizo kuli kampani amene inanitandizira kuli government amene inanitandizira kuti bapeze ko tandizo chifukwa abantu abananitandizira nayesa kuti ni mulembeze kuti kapita nzapeza ko tandizo but tinakanga maji government ya amene nabura kuipeza ndiye amene inanitandizira pali mwana wanga.
From sleeping all day to interacting as a regular person, it is a success story for this family as their relative goes on the road to full recovery. Zipora Mshala, Camnet News, Lusaka.
Quite interesting, a very, very successful story where we have seen that a young man, you know, who has been in bed and almost, you know, inside the house and locked himself away from the environment and everyone for quite some time can now interact with the people and, you know, just go out. A very, very quite interesting story, Zipora. And I'm glad that, you know, day by day is getting better and is now talking. Last time, I think, when we visited the family, he couldn't talk to us.
He was just sleeping, he didn't say anything, but the mother says even if you give him food, if he's not full, he'll come and ask for some more. He initiates, you know, little conversations on his own. So meaning as we go on,
as day goes by,
and he's on medication from China. So
yeah,
all is well for now.
All is well for now.
So in a year's time, I'm sure he will be well.
And now, I just pray that the family would try by all means to, you know, engage in this small conversation with him, just to make him, you know, come back to life, you know, to be attached to the environment once again, you know. Because for quite some time, he wasn't talking to people. For years, in fact.
Since 2009.
That's a lot of time.
And this is 2022 for him to talk. You know, it's a miracle.
It's a miracle. Anyway, we thank God. We thank God. Very, very good. Very good. It's a very, very good story. We thank God. And I pray that anyway, come next year, June, we'll be completely okay, and
we'll follow it up after like 6 months, maybe, or maybe.
And the other thing that I am glad, I'm happy about is that he's now on the social cash transfer. That's something that is good. Looking at the current status of the family, and that little money will be helping them.
Because those people get 800 kwacha, persons with disabilities, while the ordinary people, like the vulnerable, they get 400 kwacha. So 800 kwacha will be enough for the family.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah, like he heard that the mother last time was advised by the PID saying when receive the social cash transfer, she can venture into a small business to take care of him,
Exactly.
Because on his own, I'm sure he can't really do much, but as his mother, they advise her to go like into a fish selling business or something like that, then she can actually take care of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, just moving on, we have another story from the Human Rights Commission. As you know, yesterday, the day was being commemorated, Miriam, because it was actually on Sunday, 10th December, but it was being commemorated yesterday, Human Rights Day. And key among the observations, Miriam, that we have year by year is the issue of the death penalty. People have been saying the death penalty should be abolished, and we saw that yesterday. What's your view on the death penalty?
Okay, there's a lot of controversy and debate surrounding this topic, but Zipporah, anyway, let's get direct into playing that story. We'll continue with our discussion where I'll give you my view, basically my opinion on what I think about death penalty. Yeah.
10th December, which is observed every year as the Human Rights Day, is the day the Human Rights General Assembly adopted in 1948. But in Zambia, the commemoration was pushed to 12 December 2022. The Charter proclaims the absolute rights that everyone is entitled to as a human being, regardless of race, color, religion, sex, language, political or other opinions, or social origin, property, birth, or other status. The commemoration also marked the commencement of a year-long Universal Human Rights Declaration, 75th commemoration on the 10th of December 2023. Madford Mwandenga is the Human Rights Commission chairperson who expressed concern over rights violations being perpetrated by the Zambia police and other law enforcement agencies.
Everyone in Zambia is entitled to enjoy economic, social and cultural rights as a matter of right and not as a result of a benevolent government and its leadership. Therefore, the Commission is calling on government for a clear and transparent roadmap towards amending the Bill of Rights to include economic, social and cultural rights and expanding the scope of civil and political rights in our Constitution.
United Nations Resident Coordinator Beatrice Mutali says it is saddening that this year's commemoration comes at a time when the country witnessed the death of 27 Ethiopian nationals who were found in Lusaka's Ngwelele area, believed to have been in transit.
We have seen positive developments to give effect to these provisions. The 8th NDP sets a target to strengthen the Constitution, human rights, and the rule of law through inter alia constitutional reform and human rights protection. This is already being implemented through the commitment to end the statutory death penalty and the actions to review, amend, and enact ordinary laws, including the Penal Code and the Public Order Act.
Non-governmental gender organization Coordinating Council Board Chairperson Grace Manyonga notes that gender has reached crisis levels.
GBV has reached crisis levels in our country, with women and children being the worst hit. Dignity, freedom and justice for all will remain a far-fetched dream for as long as vices such as GBV are subject to mere tokenism, with very little action towards curbing it in real terms.
And speaking when he officiated the event, Justice Minister Mlambo Haimbe says the government is keen to address human rights issues in the country.
The year-long celebration is aimed at reflecting on the milestone achievements scored in promoting and protecting human rights since the adoption of the UDHR, it is also expected to galvanize efforts towards addressing the continued and emerging rights challenges. For us as a country, as we have heard from speakers that have spoken before me, the challenges during this 1 year period are many. But I can say here on behalf of the New Dawn administration that we are equal to the task.
Patrick Soko, Camnet News.
Quite interesting there, Zippo. Before we went playing that story, you were like, Mimi, what's your view when it comes to death penalty? I don't know. I have, a lot of things going on. People would say, death penalty only applies to people who most of the time when they commit a crime, which is horrific, like murder. You murder someone in a very brutal, aggravated robbery, treason, and
three capital crimes.
When you look at those offenses, Zipporah, these are grave offenses. You just wake up and murder someone. These are the questions that people would want to think about, in as much as we are trying to say, okay, let's abolish these things. I know quite all right, government is reviewing the process of abolishing the death penalty in Zambia with various stakeholders who have come on board to review the same thing. But all in all, we hope that this move is in the right direction. Yeah, maybe someone can.
There have been different, views on that. But we heard some people calling for stakeholder consultations involving people like the clergy. And then we've seen conflicting views over this. Some feel it should be abolished. Some feel it is the right thing to do. Some even quote the Bible, and for and all those things. But anyway, that always these debates. That's the Old Testament.
But what's your view yourself?
My view is that maybe they should be imprisoned for life. I think that's fair enough. They should be imprisoned for life. That's enough time for reflection for them, and even to change their mindset, to have a change of heart, and to become better people. We always need a second chance. People always need a second. That's my view. That's not the law. So they don't say something else anyway.
Anyway, moving away from that, Deborah, yesterday we saw the police, the Inspector General Lemi Kajoa issuing a statement and saying everyone who is, who has been commenting on the death of the late renowned and prominent lawyer Tutu Ngulube, that there was some other activities involved over his death, will be summoned by the police starting today. Quite interesting, but quite interesting. I don't know. We have seen a lot of people, Zipporah, who have come on board and said he might have been poisoned, he might have done this, this might have happened. But what exactly do you think about that?
Yeah, I think people really need to substantiate their claims, because this is raising alarm. Because if you've not heard it officially from the officials saying he was poisoned, then why should people be circulating such information and social media, and also it's just raising alarm? And
just imagine the damage that it's causing to the family. The family current right at the moment, they're still grieving. They're still mourning.
According to the same statement, the Inspector General was saying in the event that the cause of death is natural, the family is informed the cause of death, but they reserve the right whether to disclose or not. Meaning they can only disclose when it's an unnatural death.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it means, according to the police, there was no foul play. If there was, they would have said.
But why would someone just wake up and say, no, he didn't just die like that, he was...
No, they should substantiate that.
Yeah, they should.
So the police said beginning today, so I'm going to look out and see what's happening, on social media, and see what's going to be called, because many times people, and mostly politicians, like raising alarm.
Yeah.
Those things are likely to cause division. But anyway, our phone lines, we officially open our phone lines now. Do call us in and discuss with us on the trending issues right now. We're discussing the death of the former Kawa Central lawmaker, Honorable Tutu Ngulube, and the police statement where the Inspector General of Police says beginning today, Tuesday, 13th December 2022, they are going to summon anyone saying that he was poisoned. Do call in, and at 8 hours we're going to jump into our main topic for today, talking about how best to reduce road traffic accidents during the festive season, joined by the Online Taxi Drivers Association of Zambia, as well as talking about security using online apps during the festive season and other issues affecting the transport industry.
Talking about trending issues, Zipporah, one of the stories that we're still looking at this week is that of the 27 bodies which were found in Gwerere on Sunday by the police, by the residents who alerted the police, believed to be of Ethiopians nationals who were just dumped by the roadside. We still haven't gotten anything yet as of yesterday from the police. I'm sure investigations are still currently underway, and they're trying their best to find out what exactly happened. And I'm told that one of the men who was found at least gasping for life is still currently receiving treatment at the University Teaching Hospital. Yeah. And as it gets better, we hope that we can get more information from him, exactly of what might have transpired.
So we need to talk to the police, actually, the Deputy Public Relations Officer, Mr. Danny Moye, because some of the information that we've heard is that they were, is it illegal immigrants? Illegal immigrants, yes. So we need to talk to him and get that official statement, because we've also heard that they were illegal immigrants and they suffocated. And so if it is true that they were illegal immigrants, this again brings to the four issues like, border patrol. What
exactly.
How best are we manning our borders?
I thought they were doing a thorough inspection when you reach by the border. How? Okay, all those cameras, all those patrol, all those policemen. Are you telling me that they didn't manage?
Trucks unload. They make trucks unload. They check. Because, if you look at some trucks, Miriam, they are so tightly secured, but when they look like they're just carrying, normal cargo. But the things they have discovered, the other time I think they were, was it sugar which they found, which was being taken to Congo. But you look at this truck.
Even millimil.
What was millimil as well? I think they've been different. You can even feel lazy to untie it. You look at it, tightly secured. It looks like there's just maybe cotton or something, it's tightly. But you remove all those things to find something.
But the issue of trafficking illegal immigrants into the country has been there for quite some time. This is now where we need to enhance our security on the borders to ensure that the immigration officers and the other law enforcement officers come on board and just ensure that they put these measures and avoid such things in future. Because this is not the first time that we're having such issues. The last time the immigration department arrested a lot of people, a lot of immigrants in relation to this same act. It's unfortunate that these people died out of suffocation. Anyway, it's believed to be that, but we don't know exactly until we get the final report.
And I'm sure, like we said, only the survivor can tell us what happened.
Yes, so we hope for
who it is was sparing them.
Exactly, we pray for his quick recovery. Yeah.
And so, Miriam, this again tells you that Zambia, people want to come to Zambia. People want to come to Zambia.
When Zipporah is complaining about the economy of, how things are not going through, but, people still want to come to Zambia. And just tell you one thing, that if a majority of people want to come into Zambia, it's because they have identified a great opportunity that they can gain from Zambia. Okay, maybe it might be in terms of business. We have seen a lot of foreign nationals coming into Zambia and, establishing this great business. At the end of the day, they become successful businessmen and women. So, yeah, I'm sure they did see one or two things that they'll be able, it's a land of dream come true. How do you call the New York? What do you say in New York? In New York, there's a term they use that it's a dreamland or something where dream comes true. The American dream, yeah. So
even as we've got a
Zambian dream. So it's a Zambian dream. When you come into Zambia, all your opportunity will come into fulfillment.
And it's a Zambian dream whereby we ourselves, are going to make ourselves reach our destination. That's why, the current president has been emphasizing on the need for, youth to be involved in issues of cooperatives and all that. But then, Miriam, talking about cooperatives, you saw another interesting story yesterday. where there was some fracas at the Ministry of Small Medium Enterprises Development, so at the district office, which is located at Kwacha House along Cairo Road. So that office is under the Ministry of Small Medium Enterprises Development, Miriam. Well, there was a fracas there yesterday. Some people say they've been going there, you know, that's also among the trending issues. They've been going there for 1 week every day. They go there, they find it locked, they wait the whole day, no one comes through. They just told, no, just wait, the person will come. They ask at the reception, they say, no, the person has gone for a workshop. They ask again, someone else, they ask someone else, they told, no, the person is sick. So they're like, which story should we believe? This is the government office. So the process of applying is online. But, you know, you have to have a signature, you know, to just, you know, formalize everything. So they were trying to form a cooperative. And these people were not alone. They were with some other people. So they say every day they go there, and they find that they can't have the signature because the people are never around. So that they were really upset. Miriam started making noise and all that.
I can imagine the frustration.
Yeah, but finally we did call someone from the headquarters, from the ministry, who said today they're going to, you know, be attended to. But Miriam, did it take for us to put it on the news? And the person was like, no, I've just been told that the person in that office is sick, but that information did not reach me, so that's the supervisor. So as a result, for 1 week, there's been no one there. So now, the same people who are there were concerned, saying, how are we going to form cooperatives if this is the working attitude of civil servants?
Interesting. Anyway, talking about civil servant, I think we had that conversation yesterday, where the Chilenge Ward 8 councillor did touch a little bit about, you know, the work culture. The need for them, you know, to pull up their socks and then, you know, don't put this laissez-faire mentality and say, oh, or even if I do this, I'll get my pay at the end of the day. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, moving forward, we'll now be transitioning into our next segment where we'll be talking about reducing road traffic accident during this festive season. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back.
Camnet Stars Football Club, popularly known as the local national team, is inviting all skillfully gifted, talented and creative soccer players from across Zambia. Ages between 16 and 20 must come, train and join the club. The category of these gifted footballers have the chance to go and market their talent in Europe and USA through Camnet Stars Football Club, a team formed with a vision to produce quality international players. Please do not miss this brief open opportunity given to you. Camnet Stars Football Club could be your gateway to your international soccer career. Venue, Kablonga Boys Secondary School grounds. Date, 12th December 2022 to 21st January 2023. Time, 09 hours to 11 hours. Your time to shine is now.
A falcon, known for flying high speeds, unmistakably grace and flying incredible long distances. Falcon Express is equal to the task with your deliveries. Friendly and reliable, a company that cares for you, local and international coverage, a company that empowers its customers on time, every time, all the time. Nationwide delivery.
Send your parcel through Falcon Express to Mongu, Kabwe, Ndola, Kapiri, Kitwe, Chingola, Chipata, Livingstone, Mazabuka, Kasama, Solwezi, Kalumbila, Chililabombwe, Luansha, Kalulushi. Get in touch with us on +260 971 130 766 and drop your parcels at Falcon Express. Falcon Express. Your parcels are safe with us.
Good news, the rains have started. You need to plan your future. Generation Wealth is the way to go. Has grafted avocado plants fruiting within 2 to 3 years for sale at only 90 kwacha each, and ordinary avocados at only 45 kwacha each. Contact us on 0979 753010 or 0962 965 883. We are open from 8 hours to 17 hours, Monday to Friday, at Healing Word Ministries International in Ibex Hill, opposite Hilltop Hospital.
citizens eagerly compete for funding in various empowerment programs under the Constituency Development Fund, CDF, and those across several government ministries, nothing seems to be more frustrating than camping at government offices in an effort of getting a signature to formalize the cooperatives. This is the case of some citizens who say they have now made the district office under the Ministry of Small Medium Enterprises SMEs their home, as they have been rising early and going home late in an effort of being attended to, but to no avail, as the office is always locked. One of the affected citizens, Tazana Musukuma, has aired out his concerns.
We need something to be done. Even the able minister of small and medium enterprises, please look into this matter. I sent you an SMS, sir, pertaining to this matter. It's a serious issue. We need cooperatives registered. Unlike what is happening, you know, for 1 week, it's not normal. You cannot have an office closed in this manner for 1 week. This is a government office whereby they disappear even with keys. It's not right. This is not a personal bedroom. It's a government office, you know, with the attitude and the poor work culture. As you can see, can we surely attain any positive economic growth?
Albert Simbai, another affected citizen, who is also chairman of a cooperative known as Kakoma Cooperative, has also spoken out.
It looks like they are buying time here. And we've ended up suspecting that there are ghost cooperatives that have been formed here. Because we find no reason why these delays are being made. Otherwise, even today as we've come, we don't know what will be told. For example, this is where we are. In case there are queries. Last week we came, we had other officers again, we are not in the office. We are just too tired of coming here, and the rains, as you have seen, they've already begun. Camnet News took a step further and engaged the cooperative supervisor at the Ministry of Small Medium Enterprises Development, Kelvin Mwinga, who says he was not informed that the office has been locked for the past 1 week. Mr. Mwinga asked that this is due to the office holder being on sick leave, adding that this information did not reach him. He has, however, expressed hope that the situation will be corrected and that citizens will begin accessing necessary services beginning Tuesday, 13th December 2022. Zipporah Mshala, Camnet News, Lusaka.
Thank you so much for still staying tuned to the Camnet TV Breakfast Show. Now we transition into our first segment this morning, where we are joined by the Online Taxi Drivers Association of Zambia spokesperson and coordinator. Spokesperson is Siveso Mate and coordinator Mr. Charles, who are going to help us discuss about reducing road traffic accidents during the festive season, among other trending issues with regard to online taxi drivers on the challenges that they are facing. Good morning and welcome to the Camnet TV Breakfast Show.
Good morning. Good morning to good morning.
Just to start with our program this morning, a lot of people might not understand exactly what the Online Taxi Drivers Association is all about. Maybe just give us a brief background.
Okay. Online Taxi Driver Association of Zambia is a membership-based association with various ordinary people from all stakeholders operating online taxi drivers using various platforms such as mobile phone applications. And as Online Taxi Driver Association of Zambia is that we have a vision, and our vision is that is the provision of a non-credible political representative, a voice on behalf of a taxi driver, all right? And we aim to achieve this through influence of industry policy and also regulation practice through strategic focus.
Let's get now direct into our conversation this morning. I know for quite some time there have been, different things happening with the online taxi drivers, where you've raised concern on so many challenges. What's the current status of the online taxi operations in the country at the moment?
Currently at the moment, when this online business came into existence, it was very interesting. Most people, most of these taxi drivers had jumped on board to really work as online. It was a new thing, so people were trying to experience it and find means and ways on how they can feel that experience of using an app where you just have an order from a client and there you pick them. It was very interesting, but what has happened is that before these ordinary taxi drivers were in these lines, they used to make a lot of money. So it happened in a process when these app owners, hailing companies came in, and they enticed these ordinary taxi drivers to show them that using their apps, they will make more money. So everyone jumped on board. In the process, as they were registering, we came to realize that these guys were just registering without terms of conditions, where they are able to understand fully on how this operation works. They were just filling in because it was a new thing on the market. So when they started operating, it came a time when these hailing companies, they never considered much of these taxi drivers to feel part and parcel of that project, of which these taxi drivers were the major key players in this business. So the hailing companies, they just started making their own prices. All right, they'll just dream. Today they'll tell you, oh, a short distance is 30 kwacha. You know, upon when you get a client, you deliver a client to the destination, you get surprised. Maybe a client just pays you a 12 kwacha, a 10 kwacha. So when those things started happening, it started bringing commotion. So as drivers, they realized, I think we need to take action towards this, and that's how now the formation of this online taxi driver association came in, to voice out, because we realized that the driver's voice was not heard enough. No matter how much time they complained, no matter how much time they tried to engage in these hailing companies to discuss in their decision making when they bring up these prices, they never used to listen. They played a deaf ear to these drivers. So we thought the coming in of the association, it would be of help to make sure that their voice are heard, and we'll be able to lobby for them to these, whether the government, by the way. Yes.
Maybe you can add your voice as well.
So it's a moment that the clients are excited and the drivers are not happy at all. The stage where online business has reached right now, it's a situation where it's one-sided. The people we are carrying, they are very excited about this online business, this online thing which is going on, but the driver is in the period of mourning. That's how I'll put it myself.
It's true.
The driver right now is crying throughout Zambia. They are saying this is not exciting anymore, as it was when it started. When it was just launched on the market, they thought, okay, here we are. We are going to be, we are going to do better as drivers. But it's a one-sided thing. As for now, the driver is crying. That's how I would put it. It's no longer excited on the part of the driver. It's no longer exciting, I mean.
So in case you're joining us, we are discussing the online taxi apps as well as safety during the festive season. So do call us on the numbers that are scrolling on the screen, or leave us a message on Facebook. Now, last time we did highlight a number of these challenges that affect online taxi drivers. And you did write a letter, is it to the head of state, to the president? And what is the outcome of that letter? Has there been any meeting to maybe meet with the Minister of Transport and the app owners? What has been the outcome?
Okay, so the thing is, when we realized we engaged in, wanted to dialogue with these hailing companies, the app owners, we realized these guys were not listening to us, and we thought the only option is for us to write a letter to the president, of which we wrote that letter to the president. Then when we wrote that letter, the president replied to us as an association, and he had to, the reply itself, we are told we have to go to Ministry of Transport and Logistics. They are the people who are able to deal with such cases, which was a proper channel. So we had an opportunity now to go and share our challenges, the challenges we are facing. So a meeting was called upon as an association, as the executive. We had a meeting with the Ministry of Transport and Logistics, trying to find a solution, trying to share with them the challenges as drivers are facing. We even gave them examples where some other app owners, they would do a promotion more than, 3 months, the same promotion where you pick a client, for example, pick a client from Unza, then you take that client to UTH or Ridgeway. Then upon reaching, you can imagine the distance from Unza going to Ridgeway. Maybe the fares is about, is it 60 kwacha? Then upon reaching at Ridgeway, only the clients to pay a 20 kwacha, then the remaining amount remains in the float. Then you expect as a driver to get that money by the end of the day. Then you realize in the morning that you don't have anything, on you. They have deducted it without any proper, the improper reason of why they have deducted it. You only be told you were speeding and the likes. So those challenges, it kept on affecting drivers themselves. Where a client, you've delivered that client, has given you less amount of which you have received, then by the end of the day, the very client you've taken rates you somehow. There's a process where a client, when drops out of the car, is able to rate you and the likes. Maybe the client didn't like you, or maybe she had other moods, he had other moods. They just rate you. Everything will affect you. You are in trouble. Then in the morning, you expect to receive the remaining amount.
Does that reduce your chances of having?
Yes, there are priorities, which is we as an association.
Anyway, just hold your thought. We have a caller.
Okay.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Yes, you're through to the Camnet Breakfast Show. Kindly tell us your name, where you're calling us from, and your contribution. Hello? Hello, can you hear us? And you kindly call us back. You seem to have a bad connection there. You can go ahead with the ratings.
Yes, with I think the issue of rating, it's really total nonsense to most of us as
but doesn't it give a chance for maybe, in case there was some bad behavior, which is not there in the ordinary traditional taxis? Doesn't it give maybe a chance for professionalism?
I think, it's one-sided. You understand?
You also rate the client. Next time they're not going to use it.
But you wouldn't know. You would rate good. Yeah? You give the client the all 5 stars. You understand?
So that they can rate you back?
No, you give them. Then you don't know how they will let you. What I'm trying to put across is that, look, I've carried the passenger from Unza going to Ridgeway, right? Then instead of me being paid the normal amount, which is 60 kwacha, upon reaching, a client gives me a 20 kwacha. You get the point. Get a 20 kwacha. On top of it, I expect to receive my 40 kwacha. All right? Then that 40 kwacha, I can only receive it when I'm conditioned to a certain trips. You understand? Again, I'm conditioned when those clients rate me properly. Now you find that you've delivered the client, then that client, you don't know how they'll rate you. Maybe you are not even drunk, you are not wherever, they'll just say, no, he was drunk. Without any confirmation, you only to realize that your bonus, that 40 kwacha you are supposed to receive as labor, it's gone. You understand? Meaning a driver has moved from...
Just hold your thought. We have another caller. Hello, good morning. You're through to the Camnet TV Breakfast Show. Who are we talking to this morning? Kindly speak up so that we can clearly get you. Please go ahead with your contribution.
Some classes are based because in that perspective, is that it doesn't do things well. Fuel is that the council is utilized, the general drivers are sufficient. These drivers are really big. When we are looking at our community, they are from very big, so that things can come back to normal. We are trying to remain young in this place, but as we run away from us, it is definitely very good. We are trying to remain this at least not the reason is that drivers, but as we run away.
Thank you so much, sir, for your contribution. Thank you so much. Maybe you can just give your, you can continue with your comment as you also acknowledge the caller's comment there.
I think the caller's comment is coming to what where I'm going to, where I said, you know, from that trip you've made, you are expected to receive something by the end of the day. So you find that that labor and whatever, and what the caller just alluded, the wear and tear, you understand, it should be in that very same trip. So now you expect the 40 kwacha labor you've worked for to receive. Now because someone without any confirmation has rated you badly, you understand, you find that in the morning you'll be told, no, you were overspeeding, so we are not going to give you your money. So when you look at the whole total procedure or the process of this same, whatever they are calling them, promo codes and whatever, it's not adding up, it's not making up sense. They are making all these promo codes on an expense of a taxi driver, you understand, forgetting that that taxi driver has got a family to feed. There is a family who's looking upon that that driver who's there on the road. Then that same driver is spending on fuel. Look at the price of fuel right now. And then you make a trip from Unza to Ridgeway only to be paid a 20 kwacha. Does that really make sense? It doesn't. That's why we are saying as an association, we are trying by all level base to engaging these stakeholders. As he is saying that we are some hailing companies avoided us. As an association, we called for a meeting so that we can discuss and dialogue, all right, the challenges our drivers are facing. Because these challenges, the challenges these drivers are facing, they are coming to us as an association, and they expect we as an association to make a step further. Then we called for a meeting, just imagine, we called for a meeting for all hailing companies. We wrote emails, yes, 2 weeks ago, it was on 2nd December, 2022. We called for a meeting, we called all hailing companies. We wrote letters and we delivered emails to them. Even those whom we didn't have emails, we had to take in person. Now, one of the hailing company behind Manda Hill there, they just had to tell us, can you leave a letter at the security guards? Really? And these people were the major key players in these challenges which our drivers are facing. And we really wanted to dialogue with them. And they had to tell us to leave a letter with the security guard. You know, like it's very unprofessional. And we were very disappointed as an association. And we are not happy to whatsoever these other hailing companies are trying to look at drivers like, you know, they are not considering them. You understand? And yet they are the key major players in this whole online taxi business. So,
Mr. Kaela, my other question will be, do you think drivers are being scammed in some sort of way?
Yeah.
Anyway, before you respond to that question. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello.
You are through to the Camnet TV Breakfast Show. Hello, we can get you, sir. Hello? Okay, please, we have to cut you. Please do call us back. Do call us back. Exactly. I think he was not getting us. The point I could hear the feedback. He was trying to emphasize the point. Hello. But anyway, please do call us back so that we are able to get your contribution. And as well as those watching us on Facebook, please drop us your messages and we'll be able to read them through. Coming to you, Mr. Kaela, do you think drivers are being, scammed in some sort of way?
Yes. Drivers are being scammed big time. that I can't even push around. I can't even beat around the bush. For instance, it's very funny and very upsetting at the same time. Drivers are being scammed. We have even some apps that do not even indicate the client's name. They do not even indicate, like on your end as a driver, you have nothing to, you don't see anything on that app upon receiving a call that you are going to pick up someone to whatever destination they're going. You will not see their names, you will not see the money that you are going to wait for. This is scamming. We have
another caller, Mr. Kaila.
Okay.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
We're fine, how are you?
I don't know if I can say I'm alright or I'm not alright.
Okay, kindly tell us your name, where you're calling us from, and your contribution.
Good morning, Congress, spokesperson of the corporation.
Good morning, thank you.
Good morning, Chan.
Good morning.
The coordinator, actually. Yes. Please go ahead.
Okay, yeah, this is Man of Love here.
Okay, where are you calling us from?
Yeah, so, just to contribute.
Please go ahead, we can clearly get you.
Can you get me now?
We can get you. Please go ahead with your contribution, sir.
Okay. So, Camnet, we have a problem. We have a very big problem in our country, Zambia. There are a lot of things that are happening underground. But a lot of things to offer. I really wanted to be on that program, but I'll just upload the list of the things that I have. You know, it doesn't make sense when you have a house, other children are benefiting from your income, other children are not benefiting. You are a foreign, meaning there is a division of the family. So, what the government is doing is not good. What our comrades are talking about there is something that is happening. We are putting our lives in danger over a French cocktail. It's not that we are happy working with Yambo or these other online taxi drivers. We are not happy. We are just working because we don't have what to do. And these investors, they know that in Zambia there are no jobs. People are hungry of jobs. That's the reason why they torment us anyhow they want to do, to torment us. When our father is there, when our councillors are there, when our Minister of Transport and Logistics, Mr. Tayari, is there, this issue did not start today. Mr. Tayari knows about this issue, but he's quiet. Huh? The Rasta knows about this issue, but they are quiet. Huh? They are on TV television. Even on Facebook, a lot of people have seen younger drivers have been kidnapped, younger drivers have been beaten, now over a train squatcher. We are putting our life in danger over a train squatcher. Huh?
Thank you so much, sir, for your contribution. Unfortunately, we'll have to cut you short so that we can accommodate other callers. Maybe you can just finish up your earlier thought, Mr. Kaila, as well as acknowledging the caller's comment.
Yeah, Madam Zipporah and our viewers, we want you to know that drivers are being scammed big time, and they are being mistreated by these online app owners, and we are not happy as an association. We are not happy about it. We are not excited about it, and people are forced to work And even these accidents that we are having right now on the road is as a result of one want to reach the target. One overworks himself because they want to make money. So they'll start working as early as 04 and they'll spend the whole night working on the road. As clients are happy, even as these the people we're picking are happy, yet they don't know that they are being carried by people who are tired, who've been working for 24 hours. Quite all right, they're saying it's cheap, Yango is cheap, Orlando is cheap, Zamcap is cheap. But one thing that we should know is that if charges are not being if charges are not being fair, it will result into a driver overworking themselves and risking the people that we are carrying. So it's a one-sided thing where the driver is not excited at all. The driver is being scammed big time. Even earlier on I mentioned that there's some apps that are not even showing, they do not even show the person that you are going to carry and the amount of money that you are going to work. You just pick up an order and rush to pick up a client, yet you don't know how much you are going to work for. So this is scam.
And speaking of, overworking, we're talking about the festive season where there are a lot of accidents. What is your prediction maybe in terms of, RTAs during this festive season if the status quo remains the same?
Yeah, definitely. We expect a lot of accidents. Though, as an association, we've put measures in place, and we are also trying to sensitize our drivers to tell them to have a limited time to work on the road. But we cannot force someone to just work for 5 hours when they have not reached their target, when they have not made enough money to cash in, because most of our drivers, they are using people's vehicles. These vehicles our drivers are using, they are not their own vehicles. So if one is making 20 kwacha per trip, what do we expect, Madam Zipporah? We expect someone to work the whole night. So that at least they'll be able. Prevent? So the only prevention, I think, is to have our drivers work for the normal charges. But as long as we have these small charges, 20 kwachas, people will continue working throughout the night because they will know if you do a 20 kwacha by 20 trips, I think it will amount to something. But if one can make a trip from Chainda to town, Chainda, Avondale to town, they get a 200. I think one can make 5-6 trips. They go and rest. But a 20 kwacha, someone makes a 20 kwacha. They'll definitely be running up and down up until they find themselves into some other issues.
Just to come in on that part, that's the reason why if you've seen as an association, we are trying our level best to put measures on how we can when we saw that the festive season is approaching, you understand? And that's the reason why we quickly came in trying to call these hailing companies, the app owners, where we are able to sit down and dialogue so that we find a better solution. Because the whole cause of these issues of accidents and the likes is simply because that these taxi drivers are really getting a little out of it. So for them to earn something by the end of the day, they are conditioned to work long hours, of which I think even the law even writes and knows. You can't condition someone to work from 05 to 24 hours just to earn a living. As long as these little monies, 20 kwatas, are in existence, it will be very difficult, believe me, it will be very difficult to put up measures. And if these hailing companies, they are absconding, avoiding meetings to dialogue with the association, who are the representative of drivers, to find a solution to this festive season, the only option is these hailing companies, they should sit down with us. Together, we find a solution, because
just hold your thought there, Mr. Mate. We have a caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
You are through to the Camnet TV Breakfast Show. Who are we talking to this morning?
Yes, we are talking to the Gift from Congo.
Please go ahead with your contribution, sir.
Yes, I want to support my brothers who are on the platform. But one thing that they are doing, the nation has to know, for their development, and the drivers are also associated that we have a number of records right now, madam, that the number of our youth, they are now becoming jobless because of one issue. As to what our brothers here, our colleagues are mentioning that some of the companies, they are not favoring the drivers. Without them knowing that a number of drivers right now, as we speak, they have become jobless because of one issue. They are now training to meet the target of cutting the day. Others, this system of exploitation, as you find that they are working weekly, expecting to be given their money on the week, on the other week, that is Monday. And then because of one trip or two trips before it is making them to lose their own money. And then now the owners of the vehicles are saying, you are overusing my car without paying me my dues or maybe my passion. Therefore, drivers, they are no more waiting. Now, where do you think these people are going to go? Because it is madam, that every person has something to offer the growth of this economy in our country. If the driver is no more waiting, except that the family of that person are also going to suffer because of who? Certain companies that are not favoring our drivers. If we were to go back to our own system of operation, everyone was smiling, taxi drivers, clients, but why in the so-called new digital world, things are becoming favoring one angle or one side? That is really unfair. We are aging that we need support. We need help, either from relevant authorities, even the general public. Please, we need help. Those who are saying, no more support, let them also come in and support this association to make sure this machine we don't need it. This is what the little government do. After the money, but by the end of the day, the country, it is something which you can't even call.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your contribution.
So as I was saying, if we are to find a solution to these challenges drivers are facing in terms of reducing these accidents which are happening, I think the option is to come together. You know, if there will be an issue of collaborative business partnership, it will be very easy as to find a solution to this. Because we realized as we are going towards festive season, these accidents will increase. So we called upon that meeting. That meeting was very, very important. The reason being was we would have, we would have found on how we can help out these drivers so that these accidents can reduce. Because we've realized the major cause of these accidents is because drivers are being conditioned to work long hours. Exactly. And what has made drivers to work long hours is because they are given just a little amount. For a driver, if he's receiving 18 kwacha, 20 kwacha, just for him to earn a living and buy fuel, just from that, it will make that person work long hours. And by the end of the day, they are endangering the lives of who? The passengers, the clients they are carrying, also road users on the road. And if you have observed, most of these accidents, the reports we are receiving from these accidents, we've come to realize that these are online taxi drivers who are causing these accidents because they are working long hours. When you ask them, they will tell you, I'm conditioned to work to a certain period for me to earn a little out of it. Then we realize that, okay, so what shall we do as an association? We called for meeting, and 98% of these hailing companies came at Cheetah Lodge on 2nd December to discuss and find a solution. But the major problems, where the major problems drivers have been complaining most, they never attended this meeting, which was very difficult for us to conclude and come up with a concrete solution to avoid these accidents. So we really need collaborative business partnership where in decision making, all stakeholders involved in this business can come together. It's not only the association which can help to reduce these accidents. We can try to put our measures as an association. But what about these other hailing companies? Why can't they come on board to sit together? Because we are the representative of these drivers. We sit together with them, then we discuss and we find the way forward. The major problem has been pricing. This pricing hasn't been fair, and they are only favoring only the clients, and they are only favoring only the hailing companies whom they are being favored, but the major people on the ground who are the taxi drivers are not favored in any way. They just
have you tried to?
Like yesterday, I picked a client from from airport, from our airport here in Osaka. Then I took this client, I think, into town at a certain lodge. Then upon reaching there, I ended the trip. She looked at the amount. Then she was like, did you have network problems? And I said, no, why are you saying that? No, this amount is too cheap compared to what I was told at the airport, because we have people working at the airport with the registered plates there. So she looked at the amount and said, no, my brother, this is not okay. I think I can give you. I think the amount was about 236. Then she said, no, I better give you 300. I think this is unfair. The normal charge, I was expecting it to be about 500, 400, somewhere there. But you are getting a 236. What's wrong with your companies anyway? This is a foreigner who just came in, I think, from one of these countries. So what we are saying is that though customers are happy about this, this is not fair. This is not good. At the end of the day, one person is being affected. The companies are enjoying, the car hailing companies are enjoying, then the clients also are enjoying, but the driver is suffering and crying.
Talking about the client being happy, I know a lot of people are now using, these apps. Almost everyone who has a smartphone has these apps on their phone, given the fact that they're giving these cheaper rates. What can we do to create policies which are favorable for the client as well as the drivers, and just to ensure that at the end of it all, everyone benefits?
Okay.
And have you tried again going back to engage maybe the Ministry of Transport?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
On that one, that's why we are saying if there's a mutual or agreeable pricing policies, it will be very easy to have a meeting and be able to dialogue and find a solution. We as an association, when we called upon the meeting at Cheetah Lodge on 2nd December 2022, we had...
we have a call, Mr. Mate. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
We're fine, how are you?
I'm all right, thank you.
Yes, can you tell us your name, where you're calling us from, and your contribution?
Okay, my name's Justin Tembo, and I'm calling you from within Osaka.
Okay, it's good to know that you're watching. Kindly go ahead with your contribution.
Okay, first of all, I want to say good morning to my colleagues there, and I'd like to commend them for the job that they are doing as they are fighting for us, the drivers.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. Good morning to you.
You have to realize that we are going through a lot of challenges because of these taxi hailing companies. And I also want to encourage my colleagues there that let us name and shame. We all know who the problem is, or who the elephant in the room is. Yango is the one that is giving every driver on the road a headache. One is that drivers have got no choice. If we had a choice, we could have migrated to other avenues. But they have destroyed the market, and as a result, drivers are only with them because they have got no choice. Otherwise, these guys are exploiting us. They are breaking down our vehicles because of the wear and tear on our vehicles is so massive because of these little prices that they are putting for their trips. And I'd like to express disappointment to the powers that be, the relevant authorities that are in place now, to say, how can these guys be operating with impunity like this? I strongly doubt that the authorities don't hear the complaints of the drivers. But why are they turning a blind eye and a deaf ear to us, the Zambians? I also want to put up a challenge to you, Camnet TV. Try to do a documentary on this program for Yambo and the taxi drivers. Try to do a documentary that will expose these people. Please help the drivers out there. A lot are complaining, and only a few can call in, but believe me, the complaints are all over. What more, comrades, keep up the good fight, and we are behind you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you so much. We have taken note of your concern there. We'll try to channel the concern to our newsroom department.
Okay, sure. So as I was saying, the only solution is to have mutual agreeable pricing policies, of which if we are to call, the way we called for a meeting on 2nd December 2022 at Cheetah Lodge, in the meeting, we had shared on how we can come up with this mutual agreeable pricing. We had a formula which we presented to these hailing companies, and that formula had consisted the issue of where fuel pricing, the issue of considering the fuel pump, all right, also considering the inflation rate and the likes. So we sat down with these hailing companies, trying to explain to them on how we can take, we can use this formula where to decide if the fuel goes up, the fuel goes down. When we presented this formula to these hailing companies, they looked at it. It was favoring both the client, it was favoring the hailing company, and also it was also favoring the drivers. So we were like, when we went through this, we realized that we needed a fixed price base rate. For example, short distance, we say minimum 3 kilometer, which is 50 kwacha, all right? That will be of help if I am to pick a client. For example, if a client orders using an app line, sometimes it even orders, you are 3 kilometers, 5 kilometers away, and you are only going to pick a client who is going 2 kilometers away, and upon reaching, that client gives you a 10 kwacha. Now you can imagine, you've already moved 5 kilometers to pick a client, and you have moved another 2 kilometers only to receive a 10 kwacha. It wasn't adding up or making up in sense. So when we presented this formula to these hailing companies, it was a welcome move, and they looked at it like, this is the right proper channel we have to follow. But it was very unfortunate that the major stakeholders in this business, whom our drivers are complaining much about them, they never considered this meeting as important. And all these hailing companies are willing to work with the association, where they involve the association in making these decisions on how they can represent the drivers as we are about to make this decision. But we are very disappointed that the major hailing company who our drivers are complaining much about, they never considered this meeting to be serious. Even when we wrote an email, we took a letter to them in their offices were closed. They had to tell us, you can just leave it by the guard, you know. We were very disappointed as an association, and we won't allow this behavior to continue as we are speaking right now.
So just to come in, we also had a meeting with the road, the transport sector, where we went to the ministry, because the president directed us to go to the ministry. So we followed that procedure. We went to the ministry, and we also went to RATS. We've had meetings with our officers. The challenge is we were told that in Zambia, before the online taxi industry came on the market,
we do have a call, Mr. Kaila.
Okay.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
We are fine, thank you. You are through to the Camnet Breakfast Show. Can you tell us your name, where you're calling us from, and your contribution?
Okay, my name is Lucas Chanda, calling you from Hoteli Lusaka.
Okay, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. We are very happy with you Camnet TV, what you are doing. Otherwise, through you, I think people are being heard, I would say. Because really, the taxi industry, I would say, wait. It has been like, it has been degraded to the level whereby a taxi taxi and this Zamcap wheelbarrow thing, it is just the same, because Zamcap wheelbarrow, you will charge me 20 quarter from maybe, let's say, a 20, 30 meter distance. And a taxi, I'm getting a 20 quarter, really. I would have a panga sense. To tell you the truth. Please, association, what you are doing is the good, for it is the benefit for the community, and also good thing for the Zambian well-being, because I don't see it's worth it for me as a taxi. Now I'm booking a taxi, a 20 quarter, 14 quarter. I'm feeling for the drivers as well. I'm feeling for them. And you find that the one of the cars now, they are saying that the drivers should cash in 3,500 quarter per week. How are they going to how are they going to cash in that money? And most of the time you find that these drivers have lost their job.
Very true.
Because they're not cashing in the amount of
Thank you so much. Thank you.
We're in Zambia, gentlemen. We have to wake up and see.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chanda. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so just the thought I wanted to bring across. We engaged the RATSA. We have also engaged the Ministry of Transport. And the challenge is that there have been no law to regulate the prices for online taxi industry, because this is the industry that has just been introduced on the market, especially here in Zambia. So we were requested that if we are to sit down with the app owners together with the association and come up with laws and regulations that we can submit to their offices, so that we can see how we can work hand in hand with the transport sector. So we are in the process of doing that. But the challenge is that there are some other car hailing companies that do not want to work hand in hand with the association. Otherwise, we've already engaged the RATA, we've already engaged the Ministry of Transport through His Excellency, Mr. President. But what we are requesting is that I think we must take a step ahead. We must be able to stop all the drama which is going on with these car hailing companies. We need to stop the drama, actually. Where we are going, people are becoming jobless day after day. So we need to sort out this. And we are also crying out even to RATSA. They need just to come in and see to it that drivers are happy. As long as drivers are not happy, I think we'll continue having these road accidents and having other challenges.
And in line with the regulation, there was a suggestion earlier on by RATA, earlier on in the year, saying the same app, or maybe the same taxis should be registered as public service vehicles. Are you in support of that?
To be honest with you, is that we are not really in support of that. The reason being it's that this is a new business. You know, we never thought of it. I feel it's just an issue of where we just need to sit down with them to put into consideration that we find a provision, means and ways on how this online taxi operation can be favored, or a law can put across whereby maybe these black number plates can have an identity, or we just come up with something which will, because meaning there will be no difference if we all follow the Taxi and Bus Association of Zambia, where we have to put a ribbon and the likes, because most of these clients, they like privacy, you understand, they love privacy, they don't want to be noticed, you know. So we feel there should be just some policies which should be, you know, aligned to it, whereby whether an identity, either a disc or something to prove that this person is a black number plate. I feel that by going that way, it will be better.
So just to come in, Madam Zipporah, also what my colleague has just alluded. We heard of it, then like on my part, I was very shocked, and as an association, we are very surprised because we believe that for a driver to be given a driver's license is capable. And now the thing of all the black number plates need to be registered, and also all the drivers that are on online taxi industry, they need to have PSVs in order for them to show competence. The RATSA have tested all these drivers. They are competent drivers. They know what they are doing already. So there must be, probably, just like Mr. Sivers has put it, we can either give a disc to these black number plates, probably on the screen, that will actually help to regulate the online taxi industry. But giving them the registered vehicle, are you telling us that they'll also give us ranks? They also give us routes like who have access to airport ranks, who have access to these bigger hotels. No. That is not acceptable. As an association, we are against that idea. It's better we find a way, and the RATSA finds a way on how they are going to identify the black number plates. And there are a lot of black number plates on the market, and this is what is supporting a Zambian citizen today. So if you are going to limit the Zambian citizen today and say all the vehicles need to have a red number plate, then I have a problem with that.
Just to come in, the other thing is, one thing these people in authority should be aware of is that with the new Dawn government, they are encouraging for us as youths to be hardworking people, you understand, and this online taxi industry business, youths have realized that it's one of the way they can survive on, all right? You've realized there's no capitalism, there's no what, and all these youths have jumped on this online taxi business, which is a key player in developing our country, because they won't manage to employ all youths. For example, as an association, we have about 20,000 drivers behind us. You understand? All these, they are benefiting out of this same taxi business. And now you restrict them to a certain condition where now some maybe might not even manage to get these PSVs, to get these whatever conditions they'll be conditioned to. I feel right now, they are as the government, they should put more consideration thinking on the issue of that these youths are benefiting out of this. How can they help them than putting a burden on their heads? Exactly. You understand? They have to come up with ways on how they can support. No, they already have this initiative as youths. You understand? They have found where they are able to earn something, to earn a living. Now the thing is, they are now being more frustrated than they were before, and they feel getting back on the streets is the best way, because they used to make more money than they are making right now. I feel the government right now, I would request is that they put more consideration to it. They see that this business is running, and it's favoring both the clients and these app owners also, and it also favoring the passengers. That's how I feel I can submit on this one.
Interesting. Maybe your concluding remarks, both of you. What would you like to see going forward in conclusion?
What I would love to see forward is I would love to see that all these companies, hailing companies, all right, they are affiliated, you know, to the association, because their association are really in between the drivers and them. Why am I saying so? To reduce these accidents, the association will make sure that they will be aiding with a driver's registration process, where they will make sure that these drivers, they have got correct credentials, for example, of the driver's license. You know, in our database for us, we even get the next of kin, the emergency number, you know, all those issues to be of help in case a driver has done something. Also, the government to get the information. If they come to the association, it will be of help. Also, we want also to be ensuring that there is compliance by drivers with the standards of these hailing companies. You understand? We are there also to help that these online taxi drivers are able to, we are able to train them, we are able to tell them how to handle clients and the likes, you understand. Also on the issue of security, we want to aid in terms of security. We want to make sure that these hailing companies who are coming to Zambia, they shouldn't be just coming just from nowhere and start operating without even knowing what really our drivers are going through and the likes. For example, some of them, they are registering. They don't even register with fingerprints, fingerprints from police. They don't register with, what's this, what's this, to know that this person is fit to work on the road, like, you know, medical reports and the likes. We are like endangering also the lives of citizens, you understand. So all these procedures can only be helped if these people will come together. They work together with the association. And as an association, we are here to encourage you drivers that we won't rest upon this until these challenges come to an end. And we are saying to all hailing companies, we should work hand in hand together. Even those who are refusing, running away, I'll use the term as an association, you are running away to the association because you are the major problems to these challenges our drivers are facing. And we want to sit down to dialogue with you to find a solution to this problem, to reduce on these accidents, to reduce. We have found the major problem is the issue of pricing. If we settle down the issue of pricing, because even when a fuel pump price increases, goes up, you people don't even consider on the issue of short distance how much you've been just like that for a long period of time. You are reducing your bonuses, you are reducing your prices. For example, there is another hailing company. Before they used to be at 45 kwacha per short distance. Now they are at 25 kwacha per short distance, which is not also okay for our drivers. So drivers, we are here as an association. We are going to fight for you. We are not going to end it from here. We shall continue not until our voice is heard. And we are appealing to the government of Zambia to take keen interest to these challenges that our drivers are facing. This is where they are getting their employment. Now, if you play a deaf ear to such issues, please make sure that you consider these drivers as your citizen, and remember, they are the people who put you in power. Consider them, please.
So that's my closing remarks. We want the app owners to know that our association did not come as a threat, but it came as a blessing in the nation of Zambia. And we also want our clients, our customers to know that things should be fair. It should be equal. We are not here to exploit our customers. We are not here to threaten the hailing companies. We are not here to threaten anyone, but we are here to bring fairness in the taxi industry. No one should be exploited. And we want to assure our drivers that calm down, don't be violent. We are there as an association to speak for you, and we will fight to the very end. We will not keep quiet. We will not watch these companies exploit our drivers. We are going to put all the drama to an end. Drivers, let's work together, get registered with the association, give us your ideas. Please go to our Facebook page, comment there, tell us what you want us to do as an association. Now to our government, through our able leader, Mr. President Sir, we continue to cry to you as an association. We've written to your officer, and we thank God for the reply, for the response you gave us. But we want you also, Mr. President, to see to it that even the Ministry of Transport, they hear our concern on time, especially the festival season that we are getting to. We are very, very scared as an association. We want order, and it's not only about drinking, it's about the driver finding what to eat, and at the end of the day, the driver has to go on the road with joy, happiness, and a lot of excitement as they drive our citizens. Let's not exploit them. At the end of the day, the driver is driving the economy of the country. Thank you so much.
I hope that your issues will be tabled and addressed by coming next month, which is 2023, already January. I'm sure there will be something done.
Definitely.
Anyway, this is where we come to the end of our breakfast show this morning, and in studio we're joined by the Online Taxi Drivers Association of Zambia spokesperson, Sibeso Mate, and the coordinator, Charles Kaila, and we were discussing about the status of online operation, taxi drivers' operation, in line with reducing road traffic accident during this festive season. Zipporah.
Yes, quite interesting. I thank you to our viewers who called in, as well as those who left us messages on Facebook. Unfortunately, due to time, we are not able to read the messages on Facebook, but they are acknowledged. Thank you very much for everybody who contributed. Do remember to join Patrick Soko and Sharon Kalimbula tomorrow as they take you into politics. From Miriam Kwembanda, it's until next week, Monday. Have a blessed week.